Hi, this is Munson with Munson Music. I'm going to talk about how you could play through a song called Future Days by Pearl Jam. And we're going to end up capoing this on first fret to kind of match the recording, but we're going to start out on a C major chord. There's this cool piano intro where you kind of could block some chords. And so you could kind of start off with a C with the first finger on the B string, first fret, second finger on the D string, second fret, and third finger on the A string on the third fret. And if you strum the A string to the high E string, that sounds a C major chord. That sounds really, really happy. And there's this cool little bass walk actually in kind of that piano part, kind of going from the A string on the third fret to the second fret, to the open A, to the low E on the third fret, and then first fret on the low E, and then kind of back to third fret on the A string. So we're going to kind of follow that. We start on the C major chord, but then for that second fret on the A string, we kind of play a G major chord. When we play G major, first finger goes to the A string on the second fret, second finger on the low E string on the third fret, and third finger on the high E string on the third fret. And if you strum all those together, that sounds a G major chord, but you kind of hear where the A string on the second fret is coming out of that. That's called G/B, or G with a B in the bass. And then from the G, we're going to go into an A minor chord to kind of back up that open A string, where you put the first finger on the B string, first fret, second finger on the D string, second fret, and third finger on the G string on the second fret. And if you strum all those together, that sounds an A minor chord, and it sounds really, really sad. And then from the A minor, we're going to be going back to our G major chord. And then from the G, we'll be going to an F major chord. We'll talk about an easy way to play this. But if you know that bar F major, you do your first finger across the entire first fret, second finger on the G string, second fret, third finger on the A string, third fret, and the pinky on the D string on the third fret. And if you strum all those together, it sounds a bar F major, and it sounds really, really happy. Now you could also substitute in something called F major 7 for that chord. And when we play F major 7, first finger goes to the B string on the first fret, second finger on the G string, second fret, and third finger on the D string on the third fret. And if you strum the D string to the high E string, that sounds an F major 7 chord. It sounds really, really happy. And then from the F, we're going to be going back to our C major chord. And through that intro, you may want to just kind of work that as kind of a down idea, kind of C, G/B, A minor, G, F, C. Or if you wanted to strum through that, a lot of times I like using something called a strum pattern. And one of my favorite strum patterns for a 4/4 like this is down, down, up, up, down, up. So if you took the C and just tried that a lot, you'd have down, down, up, down, up, down. Way to kind of work it through that intro part would be to kind of do a down, down, up on the C, and the G/B, and the A minor, and the G, and then do that whole pattern on the F major, and then kind of the whole pattern on the C major if you just wanted to strum through that. So if we tried it that way, we'd have C with the down, down, G/B, down, up, A minor, down, up, G, down, up, F, down, up, down, up, C, down, up, we do that twice, we'll be going into our verse part, and our verse kind of alternates between the C major and our F major, but there's this cool little melody that kind of comes out around that, where you could kind of play the open E, and then first fret on the high E, open E, third fret on the B string, first fret on the B, and then open G, and then second fret on the G string, and that's kind of around the F major chord, and then high E on the first fret, and then kind of pick up your strumming back on the F major, the C major chord. So that'd be a little weird. You have the C, 1, 0, 3, 1, 0, F major with a 2, 1, and then F, down, up, down, up, C, down, up, down, up. Or if you were going to strum through that, you could kind of use that strum pattern, just that C, down, up, down, up, F, down, up, down, up. Also want to kind of vary that pattern a little bit. You'll kind of hear places where it's almost kind of a down, up, or a down, up, down, that kind of idea. So C, down, down, F, down, 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 up, C, down, down. So it almost kind of gives you like a little waiting feel, kind of doing it that way. From there, then we'll be going into our chorus part. And on our chorus, what we end up halving a C and a G, and then we do a G with our whole strum pattern, and then we do a G with kind of a down, down, up, and then hit our F with our whole strum pattern, and our C with our whole strum pattern. And then we almost kind of start that over with kind of the C and the G half, but then we go to A minor with our whole strum pattern, and then F with the whole strum pattern, and then C with the whole strum pattern. So we try our chorus with our strum pattern. We have C with a down, down, up, G, down, down, up, G, down, down, up, down, G, down, down, up, F, down, down, up, down, up, C, down, up, down, up, C, down, up, G, down, up, A minor, down, up, down, up, F, down, up, down, up, C, down, up, down, up. And then from there, then we kind of have an intro return. You might want to kind of bring back that, or at least that verse melody. You might want to kind of bring that back. F, C. So you have the C, 1, 0, 3, 1, 0, F, 1, F, down, up, C, down, up, down, up. And then we'll basically be repeating those parts and kind of mixing it up a little bit for our bridge. Now the weird part is to play along with Pearl Jam, instead of starting on a C chord, they're starting on a D flat major chord. So to play along with the recording, what you want to do is take a capo, and if you put the capo on first fret, then now your C is really a D flat major, your G major is really an A flat major, your A minor is really a B flat major, and your F major is really a G flat major. But to take it from the very, very beginning, you'd have kind of that piano intro with the C, G, A minor, G, F, C major, or you can strum through that and have C, G, A minor, G, F, C. And then from here, then we'll be going into our first verse, and you might want to kind of bring out that melody kind of around the C and the F, and then kind of pick up the F, C, and that could work through the entire verse. Actually, we kind of dig in on that part. So that'd be a cool way to kind of work it through the F, C. Or you might just want to strum through that, and then you have C, down, up, down, up, F, down, down, up, down, up, F, down, up, down, up, C, down, up, down, up, C. Or you could kind of try those little variations we were talking about. F, down, up, down, up, down, up, C, down, up, down. And then from there, then we'll be going into our first chorus. We tried that with our strum pattern. We have C, down, up, G, down, up, G, down, up, down, up, G, down, up, F, down, up, C, down, up, C, down, up, G, down, up, A minor, down, up, F, down, up, C, down, up. And then from there, then we kind of have that verse melody coming back. So you want to kind of bring that back in when you kind of hear it. I just think that'd be just a cool little lick around the C and the F. But a lot of times with a song like this too, something else that I like to add is bass notes. And a lot of times on that first down of the down, down, up, down, up, you can add in a bass for the chord. So on the C, you'd have the A for the bass. On the F, you'd have the low E string for the bass, where you're doing the bar F major. On the F major 7, you'd have the D for the bass. And on the G chord, you'd have the low E string for the bass. But there are places where you might want to kind of bring out that A string on the 2nd fret, kind of working that G/B, actually kind of that chorus part where you've got kind of that wall. That could be a very, very cool place to kind of put that, to kind of go into the A minor with the A bass. So you may want to kind of add basses to it too. So if we tried our verse with basses, we'd have C with an A bass, down, F for the bass, down, F for the bass, down, C with an A bass, down, C with an A bass, down, F for the bass, down, F for the bass, down, C with an A bass, down, C with an A bass, down, F for the bass, down, F for the bass, down, C with an A bass, down, C with an A bass, down, F for the bass, down, F for the bass, down, C with an A bass, down. And then from there, then we'll be going into our next chorus. If we try adding basses to the chorus, you can do the C with an A bass, down, G/B with an A bass, down, up, and then G with low E bass, down, up, down, G with low E bass, down, F with the bass, down, down, C with an A bass, down, down, C with an A bass, G/B with an A bass, A minor with an A bass, down, mixes up a lot of the things we've been talking about. So if we try to bridge with our strum pattern, we'd have G with low E bass, and then A minor with an A bass, G with low E bass, C with an A bass, G with low E bass, A minor with an A bass, F with bass, down G with low E bass, another G, and you might want to kind of break up the chord a little bit there too, kind of on that last G. And then from there, we'd be going back into our verse part. So what you may want to do is kind of take a little piece of all those ideas that we're kind of talking about, and kind of see what you're feeling on the tune, and kind of say what you want to say with it. So C, F, or doing hammer-on licks into the chord. I actually kind of hear that a good bit through the recording, kind of lifting off a finger of the chord, and then kind of using that as kind of a hammer-on idea into the chord. So you hear a good bit of that. So it might be a cool thing to kind of play around with C and F. Kind of play around with it a little bit and mix it up too. And then from there, we'd be going into our next chorus. We'd have our C, G/B, G, G with bass, F, C, G/B, A minor, F, C. And then from there, we'd be going into our outro, which kind of mixes up that F, C, kind of like a little chorus tag. C, kind of big C. But then you kind of hear that piano intro kind of come back, like C, G, A minor, G, F, C, kind of coming back at the end. But that's the basics of how you could strum through Future Days by Pearl Jam. So good luck!